So many questions today. Are the Facebook Live comments going to integrate into the broadcast? Are they? I don't know. We're going to find out, aren't we? We are going to find out. I learned a lot about live streaming this week. I learned a lot about it. Come on in, come on in. If you are on Facebook, could you please make a comment and let me see if I can see the comment. Yeah! Oh wow, I am pained by the amount of joy that the fact that Facebook comments are appearing in the feed has just given me, but it's given me joy. Great. Okay, that was a lot of work to get those Facebook comments back. All right, it's coming in. Hello. It's coming in. It's coming in. All right, great. Hey Phil, hey Tom. Come on in, folks. Whew. Well, that was stress one. Whoa, Agway. Agway in Connecticut. Jenny, that's rad. Sweet. That's great. Come on in, come on in. Challenging week. Challenging week. I'm glad to, well, one thing that happened this week is that I cut my finger. This looks minor with this, but I cut my finger while chopping onions, and this caused severe pain, and I don't think I can play guitar, so I'm just gonna do piano today, I think. Yeah, and so the idea is, this is the first, where's the cow? I don't know, there's cows in other shots. This is the first one. I was going to be biking through Nebraska earlier this year, and that did not happen. So I'm going to do a series of shows this week, next week, and the next week, and I think the next week, from states that I was going to be playing in. So today's in Nebraska. Welcome to Nebraska, the good life. More of the same. How many days we all waste away? Why not? It's not like we're the first ones, but we may be the last ones, so we may as well relax. The cars outside my place sound like an ocean. America in motion. She shows her teeth and I can't breathe. She's my magic potion. My girl exhales and turns onto her side. Someone is born and someone dies. Nobody even knows we're here. I wake her up and take requests. chairs in the snow. We'll sit on lawn chairs in the snow. We'll sit on lawn chairs in the snow. We'll sit on lawn chairs in the snow. Sit on lawn chairs. From coast to coast and sea to shining sea, she doesn't wait for me, but I see that promise in her eyes. I can't resist it when I rise. I'll let her take me where she will. She rumbles on and shoots to kill. She shoots to kill. She shoots to kill. She shoots to kill. She shoots to kill. Oh, just a positive start there. All right. Well, I can see the Facebook comments. Chris, you are indeed commenting. That's great that they're working. Really, really happy to see this. Really happy to see it. This year I was supposed to ride my bike all over the countryside, but instead I'm staying at home and doing live streams, a series of live streams all over the internet, and now I have a green screen. All right, so let's explore some small towns in Nebraska. Look at this place, man. This reminds me of southern Minnesota where my grandparents grew up. This is Campbell, Nebraska. Now, where is Campbell, Nebraska, you may ask? Great question. Where is Campbell, Nebraska? Campbell, Nebraska. Check this out. Where is it? I still don't know. Where is it? Where is it? I still don't know. Where? Ah, there's I-80. So there you go. Campbell, Nebraska. Southern Nebraska, northern Kansas. Pretty deep cut. I'm going to play some songs from the Bruce Springsteen album Nebraska today, too, for obvious reasons. So let's start there. I saw her standing on her front lawn, just twirling her from a town of Lincoln, Nebraska, with a sawed-off 410 on my lap, through to the Badlands of Wyoming. I killed everything in my path. I can't say that I'm sorry for the things that we done. At least for a little while, sir. Me and her, we had us some fun. Well, the jury brought in a guilty verdict, and the judge, he sentenced me to death. Midnight in a prison storeroom with leather straps across my chest. Sheriff, when the man there pulls that switch, sir, and he snaps my poor head back, he makes sure my pretty baby is sitting right there on my They declared me unfit to live. Said into that great void my soul'd be hurled. They want to know why I did what I did. Sir, I guess there's just a meanness in this world. Hey everybody, come on in. Let's see, Lorraine. Thanks, Lorraine. It's good to be here. Hey, share this on your stream, guys. Tell people I'm playing. I've learned that Facebook, so we get to do the live streams with the green screen, and that's cool, but I've also learned that Facebook does not like you streaming from other locations. So, they squelch it if you don't stream directly from Facebook. So that's something I'm learning. So I need you to help me spread the word. That's a great line, Jeff. Meet me at the cactus. There's only one cactus? That's great. All right, so part of what I'm going to do today, part of the idea of this, like going from other locations these next couple weeks, is introducing you to some friends of mine uh, from around the country in these different places and to hear from people in those places. So, my friend Wayne is an old friend of mine. I met him in Omaha, Nebraska. And I've got a series of little clips here from an interview I did this week with Wayne. So let me introduce you to Wayne. This is my friend Wayne. Yeah, so this is my first coffee and conversations for the live stream. Cheers, man.
Well, cheers to you. Yeah, I like to do my live streams with coffee. I call it coffee and contemplation.
Oh, perfect. Ooh, I like that, actually. Contemplation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just to briefly say, like, how I know you. I don't even know how you ended up. Was it that place was called Mix, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was one of the. There are like some nights that are like these magical nights in my history of just like driving around and stumbling upon places, and that was one of them.
Yes, and it was one that I won't forget either because Mix was owned by a friend of mine, and he had put it together as a acoustic music venue. Well, the notorious thing that happened with Mix is that people would go in there and play acoustic, and then everybody else would come in there and just drink and get loud, and it was really hard. It was known as the Chatterbox. It was very sometimes hard for acoustic players to get the audience to listen or be quiet enough for them to even sing over. It was a thing. And when you came, I remember we did the podcast, and then I was like, man, I hope this goes well. And you started playing, and I remember there was a guy kind of heckling you a little bit. But when you started playing, you are one of only two people I've seen do this. And Chris the Detour was the second one. But when you started playing and going through it, you were so engaging with the audience that everybody just stopped what they were talking about, turned and watched you. And you made the room go silent, and people were laughing along. By the end of the night, the guy that was heckling you was hawking your CDs.
Yeah, I know. I remember. And I had been like a cooler or something, like a fish cooler that I had just gotten. Yeah.
It was amazing. It was truly a great performance, and it really is. I just love those kind of nights. And I think you came back and played at the Barley Street Tavern one night.
You hooked that up with an amazing band. What's that?
I think I got drunk that night and played with you.
You did, yeah.
Hey, American West, I just only want to play that song with you.
But there was also a band that headlined that was amazing. They had like a sax player and horns.
Oh,
I can't remember.
I can't even remember that either.
Yeah.
It's days are blending together now anyway. So
dude.
I don't know what
so I was gonna come out there on this bike tour and I will still do that, but because of the once in a century global pandemic, it was probably not a good idea to asymptomatically spread disease on the Lewis and Clark Trail.
I'd have to keep you here for 2 weeks, so.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Right, that's funny. That's a tough sell for the singer-songwriter. It's like crashing one night's fine.
Yeah. Lori's like, wait, what? How long is it? And he's like, he's a singer-songwriter. Great.
So there's a little interview segment, and then we'll come have another interview segment another time. That's fun, right? Interview segments. So check it out. This is called Chimney Rock. When I was doing the Nebraska research, this is like the most famous thing in Nebraska. I'd never heard of it. And if you want to know where Chimney Rock is, where's Chimney Rock? Well, let's take a look. Chimney Rock is, where are we? I don't know. Where are we? 6226? Where are we? Oh man, also southern. And western, very western. Very western, actually. Here's Denver, to give you an idea. Chimney Rock. Crazy. Wow. Man, this is making me want to travel. Wayne mentioned the American West song there. I'm going to play that one. Again, I cut my finger slicing onions, and I can't push down to play the guitar. So I think today's piano, just kind of mellow piano day, feels right for the way this week was. This was a weird week. I hope everyone's doing okay. I like the geography lessons too. Karen says her pod is watching football. Yeah, that's right. People that like football, this is like right in the middle of football. We might need to rethink the time on Sundays. What football games, Karen? What football games? Who's playing? The Vikings? That's my team. Trevor's starting a list. My fortune's a fist. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Colorado was dumb. The locals were wealthy. The mountains were white. The people were white. It's a good day to be in the American West. I'm closer to home than I ever get. I'm not through with this yet. I was weak in the winter and stuck in the south, born in the north with a Catholic mouth. Mother said, son, you're lucky to live here. You're lucky to live here. We had to prove it. We had to beat Britain again. Maybe take Canada too. The Indians sided with them. We won and they left. No apologies yet. No apologies yet. It's a good day to be in the American West. I'm closer to home than I ever get. I'm not through with this yet. I was weak in the winter and stuck in the south, born in the north with a Catholic mouth. Mother said, son, you're lucky to live here. You're lucky to live here. That's the problem with looking at the comments. I look at the comments and it's like Raiders versus Patriots. Cool. The country of Texas is tricky. The nation of Texas is tough. El Paso to Austin, Dallas to Denton, Lubbock to Houston. New Mexico isn't that new. California was Mexico too. No apologies yet. No apologies yet. Arizona is something to see. Phoenix is something to skip. There are guns in the night. There are guns in the night. California, you know I love you. You know that I always will. You taught me to sing, you taught me to love, you taught me to lose. But you kicked me around California. You told me what I had to hear. And it's hard to be clear, and it's hard to connect. Sunglasses and chess, no apologies yet. No apologies yet. It's a good day to be in the American West. I'm closer to home than I ever get. I'm not through with this yet. I'm not through with this yet. I was weak in the winter and stuck in the south, born in the north with a Catholic mouth. Mother said, son, you're lucky to live here. You're lucky to live here. You're lucky to live here. Been trying to stay positive with doing these live streams and connecting to people this way. And during that one, I was just feeling I really miss being in live spaces with people. I really miss it. This is a poor substitute. It's a poor substitute. You got it, Phil. That's a good request. I'll do that one for sure. That is on North Star, which is available. Oh, I got my things. This is the album cover, and it is available at the store on CD and vinyl. So, I'm gonna float this Nebraska trivia question here, so you guys can start to think about this. And we're going to talk about it later. Don't look this up. I know you're on your internet, so you can look it up, but don't look it up. Which U.S. president vetoed Nebraska's admission to the Union as a state? I don't know. Which one did? Here's a little more from my interview with Wayne, and then I'll come back and I'll play Crash the Party. Let's see if I can keep the question up while I... Are you from Nebraska?
No, I moved here from Alaska. I grew up in California, Southern California, Santa Maria.
Okay.
We were about 20 minutes from the coast, and when I was 18, I joined the Air Force because I guess that's what a crazy kid that doesn't want to go to school and listen to punk rock all the time does. So I was a firefighter up in Alaska. They sent me to Alaska, of course, and I
Where in Alaska?
Fairbanks, right in the middle.
Okay, yeah, never been up there. I've been to Juneau and to Ketchikan.
Oh yeah, ooh, yeah. So up there, I was a firefighter. I got in a band, played drums, and we had our, there's not much to do up there. So I mean, for us, people who don't like to hunt or fish, so we recorded music and played, and I had a band up there. They had 1 year left. I got out. We moved to Omaha because it was in the middle of America, and we could tour either way.
No way. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Nebraska is, I'm from Minnesota. And
oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've read in the news that California's on fire now.
Yeah, the whole state.
Yeah, could not breathe for a week. And for some reason, Nebraska has been my go-to state that I invoke as you could always live in a place like Nebraska, because I know that there's this huge big country out here that is not here.
Right.
And I really romanticize it. The older I get, the more I romanticize it, I think. because I was just looking at my sister lives in Boston. I'm in San Francisco. Kearney, Nebraska apparently is halfway between the two.
Carney, yeah.
What is it?
Carney.
Carney.
Yeah.
Dude, these are reasonable home prices.
Oh, I'm telling you, that's the thing about Omaha, and Nebraska, Iowa. It is a very affordable place to live. I mean, I think my wife bought this house, which is full basement, 3 bedrooms. It's 85 grand back 15 years ago. So now houses, I mean, what you spend there is funny. Even rent here, you can get for under $1,000. You can get a house payment for under $1,000. You
Right.
can a nice house for 150,000 or 200,000. And then when my son came down here from Alaska, he stayed with us for a while, and he was just amazed at just like the price of food is different and all that thing. So
Right. Yeah, from Alaska too, I bet.
yeah. So it's a good place to and it's you can get to anywhere. To me, it's like if you want to have a place that you can have a city environment that's hopping with creativity, music, art. We have some of the biggest. We have a great music scene, an amazing art scene, amazing theater scene, all sorts of stuff, amazing food scene. We've got chefs here that are doing amazing things that are getting national and international recognition, and yet it's affordable to hang out and to live and to raise your kids and kind of do that. Yet you can hop on down to our small airport and get to pretty much anywhere you want.
Right. Yeah, that's what yeah. So The Good Life, that's the name of it. That's the slogan.
Yeah.
I'm kind of into the interview. What do you think about the interview clips? All right, so I'm going to do a song from North Star. So this is crazy. Lori is in Lincoln, Nebraska. Lori, I didn't know that. Or did you move there, or are you there permanently? That's crazy. I've got some Lincoln, Nebraska. Well, here. Which one? Here. This is Lincoln back in the day. This is like early days Lincoln. I'll play Crash the Party from here. The natives are restless. They cannot protect this. They cannot pay up or get out. They are selling this city. They are selling this country. The natives are giving up ground. I was tangled and troubled, cornered and humbled. No way to go around. I'll go on. I'll go through. I'll do the best that I'm able to do. Give me time. Give me time, and I'll crash the party. All that I hoped for, all that I talked about. In the cage of the winter, in the rage of the summer, walking a tightrope of shells. I don't care what you're made of, or what you're afraid of. I don't care what's going on. I've got God on my side. I've got anger and I've got my pride. Give me time and I'll crash the party. all crash the party. I'll rise again. I'll rise again. I'll rise again. I'll rise Yeah, I know, Lori. That's just how it is. Cause then when I go quiet, it's just is. That's how it is. It's old school. Teresa asks, "Why Nebraska?" Hi, by the way. Nebraska because I was gonna go on this tour, this bike tour, this year, which I couldn't do for obvious reasons, and I was gonna be going through Nebraska. Was one of the places I was gonna go through. So this week, next week, next week, and next week. um, Nebraska, South Dakota, Montana, and Texas. And I'm gonna have little interviews with friends there, and talk about the states. It's kind of a fun thing to do. Isn't this kind of rad? Look at this. Look at like what Lincoln used to be, and then check out what Lincoln becomes. I think this is Lincoln. Yeah. Is that Lincoln, Lori? I think this is it. Sorry about the distortion on the loud part. I think it's worth it for the mostly not so loud part. All right. I was feeling like I just want to. That was a good request, Phil. Thanks for that one. I think this is such a strange week for. I mean, this is a strange time for people in the United States, but this is such a strange week because there's a bunch of people that are feeling really, really good about what's happening in the country this week. And there's a bunch of people that are feeling really, really bad about it. And they're very divided in how they feel. And trying to understand like some unique commonality. What is the common ground? What are we all feeling? And I think partly it's connection, wanting to connect. I mean, oh my gosh, that's I think that's probably key actually. But also sometimes you feel bad and sometimes you feel good, right? I mean, that's just how it goes. And somehow you have to live with that contradiction. So that's what that song is about, Phil, is and everyone is like sometimes you're just not feeling like going to the party, and then sometimes you go to the party. And I love seeing people in the comments like saying hi to each other. Like, that's cool, man. That's cool. Um, all right, give me some other let's listen to one more. There's a really short one of these Wayne ones, and then he really gets into some cool stuff. You got to stick with Wayne. He's got some good stuff to say. Listen to this. Yeah. I love what you just said. There's breathing room. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
And I think a lot of Nebraskans kind of take it for granted a little bit. I mean, even Lori and I were on our deck, and it's beautiful out there, and you've been on our deck, and yeah, you got sirens and you got just things and cars and everything, still the sound of everything, but you just go 15 minutes east or whatever, and you can find a place that's out in the middle of nowhere,
right?
Which is good. But they don't realize what it would be like to be sitting on your porch in the middle of LA or a really large city, but you have that, and you have that availability just because of the pricing and the support of the creative scene, the immense amount of support for not only the musicians and the artists and the actors. And we have our own awards ceremonies, Omaha Entertainment and Arts Awards, so it's all really supported.
I love
In a
it.
very small community. I mean, you come here and you're gonna find somebody to date, and you're gonna realize that like 8 friends of yours have also know her or him. It's like everybody knows. It's a small town, big city, but it's small town, man. You just gotta be all right with it.
That's great.
Yeah, my wife Lori, she was dating Michael, who owned Mix. That's how full circle, man.
Wow, I love it. I love it. All right. So it's all piano today because I injured my finger cutting an onion. Let's do a song from the new album. And I'm going to do a song from part 2, which is only available for purchase at the website. If you go to the website, you can buy a digital version of the album, and it has this new song. Oh, Karen, that's a good idea. I'll do that one too. I'm going to do this one first, though. I've never done this on piano, so this will be interesting. I think this will be fun. Speaking of what we were just talking about. It gets bad, but it gets better. Call it craziness, call it weather. We can make it through if we laugh at it together. It gets bad, but it gets better. You got lost when your mom got sick, prescription pills and therapists. Mom got worse, she didn't make it. After years and years and hours, you go to her grave with her favorite flowers, and you talk with her, and she listens. Or you've had the worst of God and men. You've sworn you'll never love again. You don't have kids, your friends all do. You wonder what is wrong with you. Well, they're stuck at home, you're free to go. Save some cash and hit the road. Quit your job, you never know. Buy a ticket someplace far. 'Cause it gets bad, but it gets better. Call it craziness, call it weather. We can make it through if we laugh at it together. It gets bad, but it gets better. Another politician making noise, another bad guy hanging out with the bad boys. Lives destroyed and damage done, bombs deployed and more to come. Poison in the earth and air, men in charge who just don't care. Men in charge with thinning hair, soon they'll all be dead. When the market crashed, you had a big bad loan. You lost your job, you lost your home. You washed up here alone and broken. Then you found a new place and a good gig too, with a better boss and more time for you. Last week in line, you met someone new. There's a lot 11 years can do. 'Cause it gets bad, but it gets better. Call it craziness, then it gets bad again. I know the darkness comes and darkness grows. Sometimes the darkness never goes and goodness loses. But somewhere else it's dawn again, and on it never ends, until the sun blows up in a big red ball and swallows us all. But even then it just might be we're living in a different galaxy. We might get to watch it on our phones, all together and all alone. Rome rose up, Rome fell down, the Mayans lost to the Spanish crown. The Incans were the best around, the Spanish beat them too. Then Spain declined, then France declined, then we all had a world war. 16 million lost and more. We swore we'd never do it again. Yeah, world peace was the world goal, till the Nazis came and they took control. Then the Nazis lost to the USA and the Russians, who saved the day. But then Stalin really went to town, and the States were great unless your face was brown. There were superpowers, atom bombs, the summer of love and Beatles songs. 9/11, terrorists, no mention of Africa in any of this. A baby born, a baby missed, a funeral, a wedding kiss. 'Cause it gets bad, but it gets better. Call it craziness, call it weather. We can make it through if we laugh at it together. It gets bad, but it gets better. And it's nice to be singing my songs on the live stream, even though it's not as good as being in person. I miss seeing faces, I miss feeling people when I'm singing my songs energetically, not physically, but feel them energetically, feeling the feelings bouncing around the room, or the bar, or the club, or the theater, or the outdoor backyard hang. Yeah, I miss playing my songs in the real world. Yeah, I miss playing my songs in the real world. I miss playing my songs in the real world. But I'm grateful for being here with whoever's here, coming and going on the Facebook Live and the YouTube and Twitter. Oh man. Thanks, Joseph. Thanks for being here. All right. Let's hear from Wayne again.
All right. It kind of turns the table on you. I think as a creative, it kind of makes us look at ourselves and go, what are we really supposed to be doing? We're out of that whole same routines as we normally do. We could take the luxury of, drinking every day for a while, and we can take the luxury of hanging out, maybe binging our favorite shows for a while. And as a creative person, though, we start to get redundant and starts to get old, and you get restless. And our point for being on this planet as a creative isn't that. It isn't to go to work at 8 and 9 to 5 and then spend time with our families in the evenings for a couple hours and on the weekends. I've always felt that it's to explore every aspect of the human experience we can. That could be all of the things: anger, depression. It could be a transformation that you take in this time, and it can also be a time of great creativity once you realize that that is happening and you want to not be that way anymore. So that's
Yeah,
kind of
it
where I'm at.
forces you out of all your automatic routines.
Comfort zones. Oh,
Yeah, dude. Like,
it's
what was comfortable about constantly going to the airport and flying to some random place and getting a rental car and driving around for 3 weeks? Because that's what I had been doing for a while.
yeah, and that it starts to be the same. And I think, as you know, that's why you don't write the same song every time. And
Right.
and, and maybe, then when you start to feel that your style or the songs are starting to sound the same, or you're just not, like, the riffs are just, you're too comfortable in doing this thing or coming up with this pattern of chords, like, okay, you got to figure something else out. Something has to hard stop you. Take that break, hard stop, back off, and look at it from a different viewpoint and figure out where you want to go back to. It's kind of like taking everything out of your house and only putting back in the things that you want to put in.
Oh, cool. I love it, dude.
Creative
Yeah.
people are cluttered up here, man. We are constantly seeing things in color, and it's all color, and it's constantly coming in. And it's been difficult when you're sequestered to deal with all that, because we're used to letting it all out on stage. People don't understand that musicians, when we don't get to play or you don't get to express yourself creatively, it is that energy. You get angry more, you get depressed more. It's I didn't realize that until I was not allowed to play.
Yep.
I didn't realize how much, even if I only played once a month, how much that fed me. And it was as much of a feeding as it was a release. So that's, I think, a big struggle for creative people.
Oh, and every time I do one of those live streams, I feel it while I'm singing. I feel it. Even now, the version is just little emoticons bubbling up, but
Right? I love that.
I feel it, man. I feel it. I feel
And
it.
I think that even too, when you start, you'll notice this, and I think it's something that everybody shouldn't take for granted, especially if you have to do something and you're kind of putting it off, and it's a creative thing. You should do it. It would make you feel happy, and yet you still want to kind of sit on the couch or just kind of want to blow it off. But when you do those live streams and you turn it on, it's like you never regret doing it,
Right.
which is the thing that some people forget, is even though it may be a pain in the ass, oh, I don't know if I can bring myself to actually just get up and do it. And I'll go for a walk, or I'll do a painting, even though I don't have any reason to, that you never regret it afterwards.
Dude, that's right. Your paintings. I forgot about your paint. You're like a
Yeah,
brilliant painter.
there's one. This is my study. I've been doing a lot of spirit work lately, and rune readings and that kind of thing. I've been doing that for a few years, and
Oh, man. Ah, I love what Wayne said there. I mean, first of all, you never regret doing the live streams. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't feeling it today. It's been a bummer. It's been I was saying some people are feeling good about the way things are in the country. Some people are feeling bad. I'm feeling bad. And it's been a difficult week for that. And as I was getting stuff together today and cutting up the video is a lot of work. I don't know if I'm going to do that every week. That was a lot of work. Um, and then like the live stream difficulties with streaming from this platform to do the green screen, and learning that Facebook like penalizes you for doing that. And it's like, I mean, these are all, I know, not real problems, but they're frustrating. And then what Wayne says is exactly right. Like, you never regret doing it. And I can feel your quantum energy. I can feel your quantum energy. Um, Trivia time, trivia time. Tell me if you're ready for trivia time. Trivia time, trivia time. Tell me, are you ready for trivia time? Trivia time, trivia time. Tell me, are you ready for trivia time? Trivia time, trivia time. All right, you guys. Speaking of the country, speaking of everything, all right, this is crazy. I learned this today. All right. So check this out. This is mind-blowing. Nebraska was admitted to the Union in 1867. Okay? So that is the same decade that the Civil War happened. To give you, like, to put it in our terms, in 1867, it would be like if the Civil War started in 2015. That's what it would be like. If the Civil War started in 2015. Oh, wait, no, 2014. So that's how recent the Civil War was in 1867. And the territory of Nebraska and Colorado, all these territories out west, there's all this maneuvering going on. I mean, you just think about like what we're dealing with politically right now, and then you make this real, like there was actually just a civil war, actually just one, and it's over now. The president that led the Union in the Civil War has been assassinated, and a member of the opposite party, the Democrats, who at the time were largely associated with the South, which was pro-slavery. This Democrat, Andrew Johnson, is now the president, okay? And so he's sympathetic to the South. And Nebraska, they're maneuvering to have these other states join the Union and be either pro-slavery, or not, well, slavery's over, but like pro-suffrage for everyone, basically. And so it's so complicated. So Nebraska voters narrowly approve a constitution limiting voting rights to white males. Okay, this is 1866. So this is 1866. This is like 2015 is when this happened. Limiting voting rights to white males. And a bill to admit Nebraska is introduced in Congress, where it's adopted just before the session ends, with some resistance from Republicans. So Republicans are resistant to admitting Nebraska because Nebraska says only white people can vote. So Republicans are like, that's not really cool. And Democrats don't want to invite Nebraska because they're leery of granting statehood to another Republican stronghold. So President Johnson pocket vetoes the bill. President Johnson's the answer to the trivia. And does not allow Nebraska to be admitted as a state. Okay, then the Congress gets back together again. And now a Vermont senator, I'm sorry if you don't find this interesting, but I find this fascinating because like we just have to remember this is the history of the experiment of the United States. This is the history. It's contentious. I mean, people are fighting for whites only voting in the Congress. The president at the time vetoes Nebraska's statehood bill because Nebraska is going to Oh yeah, so the Vermont senator says you can only this is just amazing. The Vermont senator says you can only be admitted to the Union if the territory has placed a prohibition against restrictions based on race or color. Okay, so you have to promise that you're not going to prohibit people from voting based on race or color. Okay? The radical Republicans are into it. But the Democrats and Johnson are pissed about it. They argue that the federal government should not infringe on the power of states to establish their own qualifications for suffrage. So the president of the United States is saying, look, states should be able to decide whether people of color should vote. right? That makes sense. The president then vetoes Nebraska's statehood bill because he's pissed about it. He doesn't want there to be a constitutional amendment in the Nebraska bill that says anybody can vote. And then the Congress overrides the president's veto, and Nebraska is admitted as a state over the president's veto. That's a lot of work. That's very complicated. It's more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I didn't either, Karen. I didn't pay attention to U.S. history either, and I find it fascinating. And it just puts things in context. You know, it's like, it just puts things in context. I'm going to do this song about the people that called Minnesota home before the Europeans called it home. And then I'll do When I Make My Home, Karen. These are the Nebraska Sandhills, by the way. These are a beautiful feature. It's summer on the prairie and we don't know what to do. Winnebago. I've never done this on the piano before. It's summer on the prairie and we don't know what to do. Winnebago, Minnesota, August 1862. We've lost the right to love, the right to land, the right to food. We're out of ammunition and we're hungry. It's not a conflict, it's a war. I love the land we fought it for. Now we can't live there anymore. The ones who made it. Down here the kids get some kind of sickness where they cry. You know they're sick. They cry, and when they quit, that's when they down here the kids get some kind of sickness where they cry. You know they're sick. They cry, and when they quit, that's when they die. That's when they die. Little Crow would not capitulate. Little Crow would not lie down. Little Crow returned in secret to those sacred haunted grounds. July he'll be out walking, picking berries with his son. He won't see the settlers see him, but he'll hear the settler's gun. So the settler gets $500 and the red man's life is done. Put put his skull and scalp up on display in its prison for his son. But his grandson gets a present from the state in 71. He gets his grandpa's skull and scalp back to pass on to his son. So the lies won't be forgotten and the lost won't be unknown, 'cause the dead still speak in silence. 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 Thank you for listening. Yeah. All right. Karen asked for this one. Here's another song from North Star. Speaking of home. Let's do this in this beautiful Nebraskan prairie. There's some cows. the time is right, I will make my home and invite all of my friends from the cracked and crooked corners where the laughter never ends. They can stay and rest a while, and I'll at last make my amends. So when I make my home, I'll invite all of my friends. Oh my gosh, I'll invite all of my friends. All right, listen to Wayne. So this is where it gets heady. This is where the talk with Wayne gets really heady and really special. Check this out.
Runes, Viking runes. So kind of like I would go to, I was a very spiritual person. I've been a Buddhist for a long time, and now I'm just kind of doing a shamanic practice, and I do rune readings for people, much like they would do tarot readings. So rune readings is the same kind of thing as that, but I've made these, but these are just, they're Viking runes. So each rune has a symbol on it. And there we go. And so just like in a tarot reading, it'd be divination. So I would go meet with you, and actually I'm doing one after we're done here, but and I lay them out, and it's a very ritualistic thing, and I turn them over. I get to read them. My spirits end up communicating with your spirits, and I get to relay messages and things like that. That's the one thing that's kind of kept me through this whole thing, is really getting in touch more with my spiritual side, doing Native American sweat ceremonies with some of the elders here, doing rune workshops, studying different spiritual practices, and working with everything from herbs to crystals, doing some different healing things. So yeah,
wow.
Dude. As I got older, I started getting more aware of my different abilities and things that I've really been paying attention to in the past 10 years. So
what tribe is that that's around there?
Lakota tribe, really.
Right.
My buddy goes up there. He does a big bend. He's really involved with the tribe. He's just a white dude like me that's a legendary guitar player here. He ended up going there. He does Sundance. He's done that for a few years, which is brutal. And then he does a toy drive every year where, Lakota, that reservation is so poor.
Yeah.
And so he does a lot of work getting everybody to donate toys and money for propane to keep them heated up through the winter, delivers all the toys up there in a big truck. And then he participates in the Sundance, and he's got elders here, and he's got a place out there. And yeah, the first time I ever did a sweat was probably one of the most moving experiences of my life. Spiritually, yeah, moving spirit. Yeah, it was significant. And yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, this kind of crept into my life, the spirituality part. I would always get read by different people and see what they say about me and see how they do it and whatnot. And then one day I saw runes, and I'm like, I've been working with runes all my life, and I've never even realized it. My name Brecky is my great grandfather moved here from Norway. I guess Brecky is a town right next to the Sonenfjord in Norway. So I have this crazy German and Norwegian connection, and the runes just kind of happened. And I just kind of was, I started to do them for myself and study them. And then I was encouraged to start reading and do workshops and then do readings for other people, because there wasn't another rune reader here. And I've had people read my, do bones, and I've had them do tarot cards, but this was something that nobody was doing. And I found that it was insanely accurate, so much so that I couldn't really.
I love that stuff. There's something to it, man. All that stuff.
You should do a video rune reading sometime, John. You can record that, but I'd love to do one for you. But
how long does it take? Like, what's the?
I usually do. It's like 15 minutes. It's not very. It doesn't take very long, depending on how long the consultation is. Sometimes it gets personal, so but it's not anything that like I'm a psychic where I will, tell you things that I don't actually feel. I don't never claim to be kind of psychic. I might be empathic. I might also be able to channel some messages that I feel.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, I've had people where they didn't even say anything. I started telling them what I saw and hear, and there's tears started flowing in them. And then
Wow,
it's
man.
like, oh my gosh, sometimes I get chills, and I, yeah. So for whatever reason, it's a good experience. And I think that's
I love
another
it.
good way to use COVID is to kind of, again, especially for creative people, get in touch with that. So you're inside yourself. That's where the creative engine happens, And so I kind of use the runes as a way to express that because I can't, I'm a drummer, so I can't play guitar or keyboards or create songs like that.
Right.
I can do rune songs though, which I have on my Rune Ways. If you look up Rune Ways, that's my video channel on YouTube. It's my Instagram and all, and I post pictures and stuff there. So I've been actually recording different percussion instruments so you can do little meditations with your runes that are
Dude,
really
I love
fun.
it.
So,
I love it. All right. We're in Wayne's hometown now. This is Omaha. Isn't that rune thing? I'd never heard of runes. You got to go check out Rune Ways. There's another little bit. He talks a little bit more about runes. Um, Never heard of it. It's like tarot cards, but like Viking, Germanic tribes, runes. Really cool. All right, so for those of us that are just joining us, I'm only playing piano today because I hurt my finger. It's okay, but it hurts to play guitar. It'll be better next week. And we're in Nebraska because I was going to be on tour in Nebraska on my bike this summer, and I'm not. So I'm visiting Nebraska virtually this week. Next week, I will be visiting South Dakota, and then the following week, Montana, and then Texas. And then we'll take it from there. I just had an idea. What was my idea? I just had an idea. Oh, I'm going to play another Nebraska. Let's play another Bruce song from Nebraska since we're in Nebraska. And here we are in Omaha. The big city, man. This is the big city. When the Nebraska football team stadium is full, I learned this fact. It is the third biggest town in Nebraska. Omaha is number one, Lincoln, and then the Nebraska Stadium is the third biggest. So shoot me some other. If you have other requests, give them to me here in the comments, and I'll honor them here as we work our way through a couple more tunes. And thanks for being here. Hey, let's have a gratitude moment, man. Weird week, huh? Weird week. Any way you slice it, weird week. Even if you feel good about things, you can feel the division. You can feel the it's getting. So we have to be so grateful for you joining me here, for me having this outlet to play my songs, for my hands. You hurt your finger, and it's like, wow, you really feel grateful for your hands that you even have them, so you can drink water. How about grateful for clean drinking water? That's good. Grateful for those of you that have financial energy and you can contribute to these live streams financially. Very grateful for that. Sincerely, thank you for those of you who are contributing in that way. Very grateful for that. Okay. So, oh yeah, I was going to play another Nebraska song. Let's see if I can do this one. Rain's talking about the rune ways. It's like belief. What do you believe in? We got all kinds of different beliefs happening right now. People are really challenging each other over their beliefs. So that made me think of this song. I think my Band-Aid's coming off. Okay. Band-Aid's off now. The live streams are interesting, man, because it's like the artifice of performance is broken down. It's like you're just in my living room. I mean, I'm in Omaha. But all right. All right, here's a Bruce song on the piano. Never played this song on the piano. Seen a man standing over a dead dog on the highway in the ditch. He's looking down, kind of puzzled, poking that dog with a stick. Got his car door flung open. He's standing out on Highway 31. Like if you stood there long enough, that dog get up and run. It struck me kind of funny. Seemed kind of funny, sir, to me. How at the end of every hard-earned day, people find some reason to believe. Mary Lou loved Johnny with a love mean and true. She said, baby, I work for you every day, bring my money home to you. One day he up and left her, and ever since that, she waits down at the end of that dirt road for young Johnny to come back. It struck me kind of funny, funny, sir, to me, how at the end of every hard-earned day, people find some reason to believe. Take the baby to the river, Kyle William they call him. Wash the baby in the water, take away little Kyle's sin. In a whitewashed shotgun shack, an old man passes away. Take his body to the graveyard, and over him they pray. Lord, won't you tell us what does it mean? How at the end of every hard-earned day, people find some reason to believe. The congregation gathers down by the riverside. Preacher stands with a Bible, groom stands waiting for his bride. Congregation gone, the sun sets behind a weeping willow tree. Groom stands alone and watches the river rush on so effortlessly. And he's wondering, where can his baby be? At the end of every hard-earned day, people find some reason to believe. Ooh, these are ideas. These are ideas. These are ideas. Great. Oh, man. Okay, now I got stuff to think about. Let me work on that. Oh, and the Wonder Years. See, we got too many ghost requests. We got 2007 requests. Thanks, Barb. I'm only doing piano today because I sliced my finger on the when I was making onions. So I need my finger to heal. Let's hear another stretch from Wayne about the runes, and then I'm going to honor these requests. I think we're on this one or this one.
It seems that the people who were on this stretch of land before the Norwegians and the Germans came over, or
Yeah.
whatever in way that they did, were more in touch with spirituality, or in some way more in touch with, I guess we'll call it spirituality. And sometimes it feels like we've drifted so far from that as a society, as a community of people, both just in small ways like in Omaha or San Francisco, but also in the what is this vast expanse that is the United States. And we're just flailing about. There's so much weird anger and confusion.
It's really hard right now, and I've had to kind of back off of social media. Run a business, so I have to be on some of it, but
Right.
I'm resistant. I just it 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 I've had to overcome so many challenges regarding triggers and regarding the way I'm feeling and judgment and guilt and all that stuff, and it doesn't do anything. And it is, yeah, it seems like it's kind of discombobulated, you might say. There's a lot more information out there, and I think that it's one of those things that you can express yourself through. But I mean, it's just for me, it's something I want to carry on after all my other stuff that I'm doing. But whereas my business doesn't define me, but the spirituality part of I think it does help us overcome artistic blocks. It allows us to have less fear. It gives us tools of protection, whether you believe it or not, tools of protection. And I think it does nothing but foster positivity, which we could use a lot of now.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I was stuck on the whether you believe it or not, because that's a sticking point for people. But it's like, it almost doesn't matter if it fosters positivity.
Right. I mean, to me, we each have our own realities. And so what works for me and my magic, I call it, or whatever, if somebody's very staunch in their spiritual beliefs and they do not believe and they don't invest in that, well, that's fine. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about your intent. So if this other person's got a different spiritual beliefs, prays on the same thing that I'm doing a ritual for, prosperity, generosity, joy, and they receive it and I receive it, who's right and who's wrong? If I, again, I was, even something as simple as water. You take 2 glasses of water and you yell hatred into one and you yell loving and generosity into the other. You freeze it. You look at the crystals. This one that has the hate won't have beautiful crystals, and the other one will have beautiful crystals in it. Well, that's science. That's not made up. That's been proven over the past 10 years, exposed to different music, and that's just water, which
That's crazy, dude.
see.
That's crazy.
Now, if you don't want to believe that, I think that's great. But to me, that's the beauty of it. I'm 52 years old and I still feel like I can be allowed to be kind of like a kid, wide-eyed, wondered. I'm smart, I'm world wise, but if I want to believe in this and I want to take it like that and I drink that love water and I feel better that day, well then damn it, I don't care what anybody thinks at that point. We all make our own magic. So
Dude,
yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at that. That's 20. That's too, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, the thing about these things is they can go on too long. Like, that is perfect. That's perfect, Wayne.
Isn't that perfect? We all make our own magic. We all make our own magic. So check out runeways.com. I have a rune reading with Wayne next Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Thanks for listening to my friend Wayne. It was really nice to talk to him. I'm going to go with this epic Nebraska sky picture here, and I'm going to play through all of those requests that we just heard. Except Karen, I think not True Love Who Loved Me, because I played that last week. Just to keep things interesting. But maybe I'll play that after. Actually, maybe I will play that. I'm going to do a medley. So thanks for being here. I'm glad you're here. I'm gonna do a long medley here, and then maybe we'll call it. If you want to hit the digital tip jar, please do if you can. If you can't, totally understand. You can also go to the store and buy vinyl, cassettes, digital box sets, Freedom Tour hats. I'm pointing at them. They're over here. Yeah. All right. No, that's not true. Are they better? I don't know. Better or worse? Okay. Better anyhow. This one's better. You're right. This one's better. Okay, guys. Here comes a medley created by you. A medley created by you. Yeah, right. A medley created by you. Your medley. Our cumulative medley. Thanks for tuning in today with the sliced finger and with the just the general vibe. It's hard to do it today, but I'm really glad I did, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Okay. This medley spans 2007, 2009, 2018, 2020. Ooh, Amy P's, yes. There's a digital box set at the store. Not CDs, not CDs. Trying not to create any more plastic. All right, medley time, medley time. Who's on board for a medley? That's piano medley to end the show. Emmy's doing handstands in the Minnesota sun, just for fun. I cannot be certain, but I think we're almost done. I can keep it cool. I can keep it cool. I can keep it cool. I won't be mean. Before we fall, 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 before we fall. A pirate flag is flying in the California sun, just for fun. I cannot be certain, but I think we're almost done. No one has it all. No one has it all. No one has it all. I won't be wrong. Before we fall, 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 before we fall. Summer's gone, I know. Summer's gone, I know. Summer's gone, I know. I watched it go. when the day comes hot and the girls are not wearing any clothes or paint on their toes, and the rain comes soft, I'm better off. Well, I loved her mean, I loved her clean, I loved her quick, and I loved her sick. I loved her clear, and I loved her near, and I loved her fear, I loved her fear. I held her close down the golden coast, down in the sand, I held her hand. There's too many ghosts on the golden coast. There's too many ghosts. There's too many ghosts. Well, the hippies they tried their best. They wasted time, they wasted breath. So the hippies slept, now they're back again. I hope they win, I hope they win. From New Mexico, slugging through the snow, into Caroline, sleeping in the pine. They're feeling fresh, they're looking swell. It's just as well, it's just as well. And I'm better off when she's not near, when the day comes hot and the girls are not wearing any clothes or paint on their toes, and the rain comes soft, I'm better off. Pirates are taking over. The pirates are jumping in. We had it once, we'll always have that. You better pack your suitcase, we're gonna have to go. I don't know why, don't ask me. gotta be clear here. We gotta be clear. We gotta be clear. The pavement was electric. She was so eccentric. I was so annoyed. I'm just a little boy. I want to play with you. I want to fool around. I don't want to love you yet, but I will love you now. I will love you now. We are gonna die. It's gonna happen soon. I will stay with you if you want me to. If you want me to. If you want me to. I want to be here for a long, long time now. I want to live here for a long, long time. I want to live for a long, long time. I want to be here for a long, long time now. I want to live here for a long, long time. I want to live for a long, long time. I want to be here for a long, long time now. I want to live here for a long, long time. I want to live for a long, long time. I want to live for a long, long time. I want to live for a long, long time. Really loving the medley. Hope you guys are liking the medley. 2 more for the medley. The request medley. We should add this every week. The request medley. Going back to 2009. She knew me long before I fell. She thought what I could never tell. I'm sure it had. Let me start this again. The All Request medley includes some deep cuts that I haven't played in a long time. There it is. She knew me long before I fell. She thought what I could never tell. I'm sure it happened all the time, but I was not aware. I met her in the castle hall. I kissed her in the castle wall. I never knew it when she came. I ran up the stairs. Summer turned to early fall. Everyone was at the ball. Everybody looked their best. I looked at her chest. She asked me out onto the floor. I'd never seen skin before. She opened up and held me hard in drums and guitars. And I waited patiently. I waited patiently. I drove her home in early spring. I listened to the speakers sing. She stood outside my car. She knew, and I knew it too. She asked me of my summer plans. I told her, and I held my hands. I heard her, and I knew I did. We could have been so sweet. We could have been so sweet. Thanks for your kind messages. I see them. Thank you, thank you. We got one more. Let's go time travel to the end of the medley. We're time traveling from 2009 to the present day, 2020, even the future, because this is on the Information Age Part 2. We're only available now on the website, available everywhere, freely streaming in January. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next week. Feeling the All Request medley. You know what, Wayne? My friend Wayne was right. those videos, Wayne said, you never regret when you do the live stream, when you do something creative, even if you don't want to do it, or you're feeling weird and it's hard to get off the couch, it's worth it. Or you learn that Facebook is suppressing the people that can see it when you stream with your sweet green screen, because you're not streaming on the Facebook app. And that hurts your numbers, man. But it's not about numbers, it's about connections where they happen. It's about all request medleys that span the decades. It's about sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you're really stoked about Supreme Court decisions, and sometimes you're really bummed. Sometimes, for those of you here that are Americans, sometimes this country feels like it's yours, and sometimes it feels like it's not. Sometimes you're running drunk through the streets in Fayetteville, Arkansas, celebrating what feels like you having the country, and then sometimes you're just in a dark, sad corner feeling like you've lost it and wondering how you can emigrate to New Zealand or something, but you realize they probably don't want you because you're just a singer-songwriter. As if there are two sides. It's a binary system, but as if there are two sides. There's not two sides to anything, But I just, this week I've been trying to think about the Tea Party patriots. I've been trying to think about that group of people because for me, when I felt like this country was more mine, when I was like, yes, we can, and then we did, and it was change we could believe in, those people were so worried that the country had become something unrecognizable that they went into the streets and they protested and they voted overwhelming majorities in the Senate and the House of Representatives. I don't like the girls in San Francisco. The girls in San Francisco don't like me. Wherever I have talked about and traveled, wherever I am going, I will be. I have been ferocious and forgetful. I have been so broken and so bored. Wherever I have been, I'll be again, love. I am wherever I am moving toward. I can give up. I can give up. I can give up on my dreams. Whatever I got, it was worth it. promise purpose and precision. I want to promise poetry and prose. I want to promise love will last forever, but it never has, and everybody knows. After love is what we have to capture, lying in a stillness soft and white. Patience in the chaos of creation. Silence in the seance of the night. I can give up. I can give up. I can give up on my dreams. Whatever I got, it was worth it. Whatever I thought it would be. Time to get over it. Time to let it leave. Time to be here now, love. Time to be here now. Time to be here all right, What? Oh, shoot. I had a whole thing there. Thanks for being here. All right, so let's use this organ thing here. We got to send out some positive energy. Oh man. Oh boy, do we need it. Understanding. I got Arkansas, I know, Reno, the Netherlands, Northern California, Southern California, Germany, Colorado, Texas. Sending out the good energy, the understanding, the patience. Thank you for your comments. I see them. Sean says this: I feel the therapeutic benefit of playing, Sean. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining me. Oh, I'm so glad. Great, Karen, great. Victoria, oh, my old friend Victoria. Thank you for the heart. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next week. From South Dakota. Just, I mean, I need to hear this too. When you're looking at the screen, when you're like angrily scrolling through your thing, whatever you're feeling, whatever you believe, somebody says something and offends you, just understand. Try to understand where they're coming from. You can't let these people rile you up, other and connect with your pod, connect with your family, connect with your lovers, connect with yourself. As I'm like alone in my apartment. Crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go for a bike ride. It's really hot here today, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put on my sunscreen lotion. I'm gonna go for a bike ride. I'm gonna feel the sun, get the vitamin D. I'm gonna hydrate. I'm gonna be grateful for clean water. I'm gonna be grateful that people tune in and know my music enough to request songs from all over the place. Lori, great one. Be kind. Maybe we're focusing on like too many things at once. Let's just focus on one thing each month or each week. Kindness. I love kindness this week. Kindness. Okay, that's what I'm going for. Kindness. All week long. Kindness. Kindness. I'm going to keep this organ note held out as I end the broadcast. Thank you for being here.